Hi all. Everything in my video is pulled from the public domain, and I am using them under the Fair Use, Fair Dealings guidelines. Everything I say is my own opinion. You should look into this information for yourselves, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody's week is going well. I saw this picture on Twitter. I couldn't help but laugh. You know, absolutely. She's the woman who kissed a prince and turned him into a frog. Today's video is going to be relatively short, nothing too long, but we have a lot of information in a short period of time, so let's just jump right in, shall we? Let's go. I knew that Twitter was manipulating algorithms. We discussed that a few days ago in one of the videos, but I really had no idea until I saw this from Remoulade. It was International Women's Day. And I noticed as I was going through Twitter that a lot of companies, Hello Canada and them, all had put up stuff about Meghan Markle. I wasn't really paying too much attention until I saw this. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, these are all different companies that put up something for International Women's Day, and they all used the exact same quote from Meghan Markle. It's the quote about how women have a voice, they just have to be empowered to use their voice. But of course, we all know that the people that have a voice against Meghan Markle, they're trying to silence with NDAs and in other ways. Anyway, I just thought you'd find this interesting. Now, I've shown you guys before where there is a partnership promotion between a lot of people on Twitter. In other words, they're trying to push a narrative. And that's what's going on here, and that's how come the same quote from Meghan Markle ended up on 50 gazillion sites on Twitter. They're trying to swing your opinion of Meghan Markle on Twitter by putting out favorable stuff. Guys, it's not working. And I myself pointed out on the Hello Canada site that Meghan slut-shamed her disabled sister, bullied 12 female staff, and is a chronic plagiarist and liar, and she isn't a suitable role model for anyone. I like what C.A. Carson said below me. She is a role model if your goal is to get ahead by using and discarding others. Spot on. All right, this next story, if it's true, had me in shock. How do you go from being a duchess to literally being on the billboard of a law firm? Meghan Markle is the perfect example of how an attorney wants their client to act in the middle of a defamation lawsuit. Communication and honesty are two pillars that we uphold at RM Warner Law because we know they take you to a higher level of success. Give us a call today. Okay, there is no way in hell they did that without being paid by, they had to pay Meghan for this one, I guarantee you. And with that, they put up a picture of Meghan with probably another plagiarized quote. I don't even want to bother to research it because literally, come on. Building a strong team around you and being able to really communicate well with them is part of what's going to bring you to a higher level of success. Right. And with that, N. Smith pointed out, that didn't take long. Next, she'll be on a billboard with a neck brace. Probably. You know she had to have been paid for that. How do you go from being a duchess to that? Oh my God. That ranks right up there with the sugars. Okay, moving on. You guys remember when I touched yesterday on the fact that Prince Harry went to a rodeo where these poor animals are used and abused, and he went without Meghan? So for those of you who don't know, the United States has PETA, which is People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, and they immediately rebuked Harry attending that rodeo for the spectacle of suffering for animals. I'm shockingly surprised that Meghan let him go anywhere without her. And as I pointed out to you yesterday, he surely did not look like he was having a good time. He looked, I don't know, he almost looks like he's drugged. Now, for those of you who don't know, as you can see above in these events, electric prods, flank straps, spurs to burn, wound, and terrorize and provoke the animals who are trying to flee. There's broken bones, punctured lungs, snapped legs, torn muscles. The animals sometimes are killed in the arena. It's a horrible thing. And they say that those that don't perform well end up at slaughterhouses. So unless you like watching animals being tortured and watching their suffering, you should probably stay away from these kinds of events. Yeah. PETA immediately put out a tweet saying that Harry should feel embarrassed and contrite for going to that rodeo, and that royals are often mocked for being out of touch, and while Harry's good on many issues, Meghan's better on most. Snap! And we hope to remind him that there's no excuse for supporting animal abuse. Oh my God. A royal terrier points out that, Meghan eats meat, wears leather. She left Bogart in Canada. She ignored the elephants that they supposedly loved when they were dying by the droves, which is true. And still, nobody knows how her beloved dog Guy broke both legs at the same time. She never explained it to anybody. Yeah, she's a real animal activist. Now, according to Taz, put up a theory that Harry is in Texas at the same time at President Biden, because Biden is delivering remarks at the Tarrant County Resource Connection about expanding access to health care and benefits for veterans. And she thinks that Harry is helping with that because, after all, it wouldn't be the first time that Harry and Meghan stuck their foot into politics. But there might be another reason. Sunflower Mama 5 apparently was there, as best as I can tell from this statement. She said he implied that he was making a Let's Explore America Netflix documentary when he was truly there to help with midterm elections for the Democratic Party for the Texas governor's race. Both could be true. I have no doubt that he was there trying to stir up some stuff for Netflix. But what's odd is that every picture of Harry that was taken and put up on the website for the actual event has been removed. Very odd. Dr. Sage 14 made the point that Harry is suing his grandmother's government for more security, but mingles with peasants at the rodeo who can openly carry, legally, weapons. So if you're on the legal team of the Home Office, I would use this as a roasting that he's lying about the fears for his family, and I completely agree. There was probably 1,000 guns in that arena, and apparently that didn't bother him at all. Now, Harry did look very odd in that picture, but you have to wonder if another reason why he looked so out of sorts in the photo is because apparently nobody recognized him. That's right. Apparently he got there and people were like, "Who are you and what are you doing backstage?" The actual statement in the article is, and I'm quoting, "The funny thing is most people didn't recognize him or care." Close quote. You have to wonder if that was an eye-opening moment for him. You know what I mean? Where he was like, oh my God, people aren't flocking around me and people aren't going crazy because I've lost everything now. You have to wonder. Now, one of my followers sent me an email and told me that it was a very small venue and that there wasn't much hoopla over him being there. And it was mostly people posting on social media, but it didn't even make the local news or the radio in that area for that fact. Very interesting. Now, to be fair, one TV show did pick up the fact that he was there, and they basically were making fun of him because he was, as they quoted, giving Indiana Jones vibes where he should have been giving urban cowboy vibes. With that said, I completely agree with what Mog1717 said. Harry and Meghan were told of all the consequences of their negotiation. No HRH, no patronages, no military titles, no security, no allowance. You have to pay back for Frogmore Cottage. And they probably weren't really paying attention because they were sure that the royal family would beg them to come back within months. In my opinion, they weren't paying attention because they were so sure that they were going to get to keep their security because, after all, Harry is still sixth in line to the throne. Get it? All right, finally, I want to touch on this last tweet and what I saw on Twitter because it just resonated with me. It just made me ill. Megan Dumbarton's tweet that says, "This woman is the most obnoxious, bigoted race baiter on Twitter and in the UK. She has to be the biggest pontificating, self-absorbed woman I know, spewing her racist hate in a Chinese newspaper." And I was like, what? Pontificating. See, I can say it. But let's keep going. Yes, it's that woman that calls herself a doctor, Dr. Shola something. And she's trying to get the Ukrainian president, who's in the middle of a war, to talk about racism. Are you kidding me? I completely agree she's a race baiter. And you know something? I've said it before and I'll say it again. Having a doctorate doesn't mean that you're highly intelligent. People will go, oh, she's so smart, she's a doctorate. I've said it before, I'll say it again. She's one of the smartest, dumbest people I've ever met in my life. I've never met anybody who seeks out every opportunity to point a finger and cry that things are racist when they're not. I've just never met anybody like her. I hope I never meet her. I have no interest in this woman. All right, you guys, you know what to do. Lots of comments below. You know I'm going to need them, and I know there was a lot to cover, but do your best, okay? Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you've already hit it, please double check to make sure you're still subscribed. I'm still getting emails from people telling me that they're suddenly unsubscribed and they don't know why. Don't forget you can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on Getter. You can email me. For those who have donated to my coffee fund, thank you so much. And as always, you guys, have a great day.